You, yes, you. Scrolling on your phone, sipping overpriced coffee, debating if you should hit the gym or binge another series. You think life is hard? Buddy, the only reason you even exist is because your ancestors survived disasters so brutal that statistically you shouldn't even be here. Forget lucky. You're the cosmic accident that refused to die. Imagine this: a single slip, a hungry predator, one nasty cough without antibiotics, and boom, your family tree ends before it begins. And yet against all odds, here you are, alive, caffeinated, and procrastinating. So let's rewind time and rank 5 of the deadliest moments in human history. The times where nature, disease, and straight-up chaos nearly pressed the delete button on humanity. From tough but manageable to might as well draft your obituary at birth. Number 5, the Younger Dryas Deep Freeze, 12,800 years ago. You know how people complain when winter drags on too long? Well, try surviving a winter that lasted over 1,000 years. Around 12,800 years ago, Earth suddenly flipped the thermostat to extreme frost mode. A mysterious event, scientists argue between a massive comet impact or melting ice sheets messing with ocean currents, sent the planet plunging back into near-ice age conditions. Temperatures nosedived. Crops? Non-existent. Forests? Dead. Herd animals? Gone. Imagine waking up every day in a world where spring doesn't come, ever. Hunter-gatherers who had just begun experimenting with farming got a cruel slap in the face. Entire regions turned into barren tundra. Survival meant gnawing on frozen roots, hunting dwindling game, and praying that starvation didn't wipe out your whole clan. Yet somehow, some humans clung on. They huddled around fires, invented new tools, and carried knowledge forward until the earth finally warmed again. You exist today because they endured a 1,000-year snowstorm without Netflix. Number 4. The Bronze Age collapse, 1200 BCE. Picture this: civilizations across the Mediterranean thriving, Egypt building temples, Mesopotamia recording laws, Greece writing myths. Then suddenly, almost all of them collapse within a century. Why? No one knows for sure. Historians call it the perfect storm of disasters. Droughts scorched the land. Famines hit hard. Trade routes vanished. Oh, and then came the mysterious sea peoples. Ancient pirates who rolled up like, "What's yours is ours," and left empires burning. Cities were abandoned, writing systems forgotten, economies shattered. This wasn't just a bad century. It was the ancient version of the apocalypse. If your ancestors lived anywhere in the Mediterranean during this period, survival meant scrapping for food in ruined cities, running from invasions and rebuilding life from ashes. Whole cultures disappeared, but enough survived that the threads of civilization kept weaving forward. Number 3. The fall of Rome and the Dark Ages, 5th century CE. Rome wasn't built in a day, but it sure fell fast. For centuries, the Roman Empire was the superpower, running aqueducts, roads, armies, and indoor plumbing while everyone else was still figuring out fire pits. But by the 400s CE, it all came crashing down. Barbarian invasions, civil wars, corruption, plagues, an economy that made modern inflation look tame. In 476 CE, Rome officially fell, and Europe plunged into centuries of chaos. Historians politely call the Dark Ages. For regular people, it was survival mode. Cities shrank. Trade collapsed. Literacy plummeted. And without Rome's infrastructure, life expectancy nosedived. Imagine your village being raided every other week. No medicine, no stable government. Just mud, fear, and the occasional warlord demanding taxes you couldn't pay. Yet out of this darkness, small kingdoms rose. Knowledge smoldered in monasteries, and eventually, humanity crawled its way toward recovery. Number 2. The Great Famine, 1315 to 1317. Before the Black Death ever showed up, Europe was already starving. From 1315 to 1317, endless rain ruined harvests across the continent. Crops failed year after year. Wheat rotted. Livestock died of disease. Food prices skyrocketed. Bread, the staple of life, was suddenly rarer than Wi-Fi in the mountains. People ate tree bark, grass, even cats and dogs. Chroniclers wrote of parents abandoning children, or worse, eating them. It was that bad. The famine killed millions, weakened survivors, and left Europe fragile. So when the plague hit a few decades later, it was like kicking someone who was already on the ground. If your ancestors were European peasants back then, they survived only by enduring hunger unimaginable to us today. Every bite they choked down kept your bloodline alive. Number 1. The human near-extinction, 200,000 years ago. Now for the big one, the time humanity nearly got erased. Genetic studies suggest that around 200,000 years ago, early Homo sapiens went through a population bottleneck so severe that maybe only a few thousand humans, possibly just a couple thousand breeding adults, existed on the whole planet. What caused it? Harsh climate shifts, droughts in Africa, volcanic winters, or just brutal survival conditions. The jury's still out. But the fact remains, humanity teetered on the edge of oblivion. One bad storm, one unlucky epidemic, and poof, no art, no music, no memes, no you. But those tiny, scattered bands of people, they fought on. They adapted. They passed fire, language, and survival skills down through generations. And from that razor-thin thread, every single human alive today descends. So here's the reality. You exist because generation after generation of your ancestors faced horrors you can't even imagine, and won. Ice ages, famines, wars, plagues, humanity got knocked down again and again but kept standing back up. You are not an accident. You are the improbable result of a billion near-deaths that didn't quite happen. So the next time life feels tough, remember, your ancestors outran lions, survived winters that froze continents, starved through famines, and dodged diseases that killed half the planet. You just have to answer emails and maybe pay rent. You are living proof of humanity's stubborn refusal to quit. And that, my friend, is the greatest miracle of all.